Pisces. Welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot. Welcome to your mid-month update, guys. I wanted to jump in and give you guys at least a little bit of a bonus reading for the month because the audio was so poor on the original recording. So here we are today. It is February 16th, and I just wanted to do a quick energy update, kind of jump into your vibe, where you're at, what's going on. It's a really important period. It's probably one of the most important weeks that we have in 2021. We have the Saturn-Uranus square. We're getting ready for a full moon in your 7th house, your opposite sign. And I feel like the pressure is kind of on. Now, that might just be mentally, perspective-wise, it may not be 100% accurate, and yet we're going to feel like we're getting kind of forced. The universe is pushing us to find a path, pushing us to make those decisions, pushing us to stand up for ourselves, and really pushing us to stand up for our dreams. And for a lot of us, and especially you and my Virgo, I noticed a lot, it's all about the contrast. The universe is going to show you a lot about what you don't want anymore by giving you the things that you probably don't want anymore. Maybe giving you excessive amounts of things when you need to break a habit, start to speak up for yourself. But the Saturn-Uranus energy is a lot more than just a nudge, right? It's big, and it happens 3 times this year. So most likely, this is kind of the unveiling. So pay attention at this time to the things that are kind of really irritating you, the things that just feel like they aren't working. There's a big emphasis on the new. What do we want? What do we want that new thing to look like, that new life? What does it feel like? Where's the freedom? How do we spend our time? What are we focused on? Are we focused on love? Are we focused on money? Where are we going? Uranus is going to make us all this Aquarius energy. Look at all of this yellow here. The yellow represents breakthroughs. And so we kind of have this horseshoe, and then on the other side, maybe the shadow side of you. Maybe this is representative of people in your life that are these blockages here in the middle. What's keeping you from taking a leap of faith? What has you stuck and blocking your ability to create? And I think for Pisces, it all boils down to really honing in and allowing yourself to recognize that dream. Now, the first card out of the 9-card block, you have the Fool. And that is your energy. That is the leap of faith. There is something very poetic in the next couple of days as the energy starts to move out of Aquarius and back into Pisces. Now, Pisces represents a dissolving of, or the melding together, and I think it's going to be very obvious the things that need to dissolve themselves, 7 of Swords, and the things that need to grow, 4 of Pentacles. This could just be a little bit of an awakening or a growing up moment. Like maybe Pisces has been trying to start this new thing, wanting this new life, and yet not really paying attention to why it was so hard, why it wasn't just kind of happening naturally. For some of us, it's all about this 9 of Wands. This is the energy of you kind of being in your own way. And believe me, by the end of the month, by February 28th, I believe, 27th or 28th, we have this full moon in Virgo. And this is directly opposite your sun. The Fool card represents a new beginning. The sun begins to move into Pisces. You're coming up on your birthday season. Starting to look at what are your goals this year? What do you want to experience, and just what do you not want to do anymore? And I think it is a lot about leaving some stuff behind. That 7 of Swords is kind of the knowing that you don't need this where you're going. this is dragging you behind. And this could be all kinds of different things. The Seven of Swords can be a mentality of ours. Maybe it's where we're not really honest with others about what we want, about what we want of experience. Where are we holding back? See, everything is yellow over here, the dream, the imagination part of you, and then it's almost as if reality is Saturn right here in the way. You seem to be wanting to move away from that Four of Pentacles. You kind of want to move away from all of this grounding, all of this energy that we've been in for all of 2020, which is, you know, having to really hold back on those dreams. You know, we had to feel safe in some ways. This could represent the not getting together with the family, not spending time with friends, not going on those vacations. And all of a sudden this starts to become pretty heavy and it feels like resentment. And because of that resentment and because of those deep-seated fears that 2020 kind of put into us, we are hesitant to do the full thing, which is that we are hesitant to embrace the new beginnings and the new opportunities. And maybe we're not even looking at them. The universe really wants you to start to look at life differently. Right underneath this Four of Pentacles, we have the Hanged Man, which represents the undoing. You know, I always say when you get the Hanged Man, the universe is kind of keeping you in this place because you're not quite ready to make those decisions. Sometimes it's because you don't have all of the information. Sometimes it's because other parties, other people haven't really made their minds up yet. But in this period, which to me represents, again, this Mercury retrograde in Aquarius in your 12th house, and all of a sudden we have to really approach things psychologically from a different place, from a different perspective. And we have to allow things to start to come undone. You know, let's not forget that this Four of Pentacles is somebody who's just trying to hold on to whatever they can, which means they're resisting the changes that are in front of them. Maybe you were forced to make some changes in 2020 and maybe there's parts of you that doesn't want to go back. Maybe you got to leave that job you didn't really like and you got to stay home with the kids, or you got to go back to school, or, you know, enjoy something and be free from all of the stress for a moment. And so we kind of want to stay in that place. The Magician card underneath the Fool card is kind of good luck. To me, this feels like you start to realize that Jupiter, as it is approaching your sign very quickly, Jupiter will come into your sign by May and then retrograde back into Aquarius before moving back into your sign in late 2021. And this is kind of the preparation. And it's really good to get an idea or some clarity about what you want to start to invite, because Jupiter is going to bring you expansion. Jupiter can expand any energy that you are asking to manifest. So if you're focusing on the good stuff, there's a pretty good indication that the good stuff is working its way to you. But if you are a Pisces that is not being honest and truthful about the things that you want, maybe you're not asking for the things that you truly desire, maybe you are holding back because of fear, because of rejection, because of feeling shy. And this Nine of Wands can kind of build this fence around our heart. And there's so much going on. Like, look at all of this. This is like our ego at its best. Nine of Wands, our ego in a mode of self-protection. And the Seven of Swords indicates that you are willing to sell yourself short. Are there areas of your life, Pisces, where you are selling yourself short? Like, things could be so much better. Like, you really could achieve that career. You really could achieve that dream relationship. You really could potentially find that dream home. Maybe it's just a sense of belonging. Sometimes that Four of Wands is a belonging. And even if it is just belonging to an experience, all that glitters. Card number 7 here, another divine number right next to the Magician. And I think, again, beckoning you to look at the way that you are manifesting and to make sure that you believe in some of the more ridiculous ideas. Maybe there's a lot of good ideas that live inside of you, Pisces, and yet you're afraid to express those, to bring them to the table, to bring them to the 3D, to actually do something about it. Hangman can oftentimes represent, along with this Four of Pentacles, a lot about procrastination. And this Uranus energy is so electric. It has our spidey senses just knowing that the change is headed our way. And we have two choices: to let go, to allow the universe to make the changes, to make the adjustments, to set a new field for us. And with all these beautiful colors in the reading, and the two gray cards are both representing the feeling of being stuck and stagnated, the same old, same old. And there's something that's breaking free, and that's what Uranus will do. It will create a sense of liberation from the things that we find oppressive. Now, if you don't use it in a positive manner, it could take its toll in other areas of your life. You know, Uranus can and will show you how and where to be a little bit more responsible. Both are also Aquarius and the sign of Aquarius and Saturn, all Saturn ruled. There's a lot of Saturn energy, and so there are still limits. Uranus and Aquarius will show you how to get around it. It will show you the loopholes. It'll show you the breakthroughs, how things can be done differently for the greater good of all. And judging by the amount of swords and wands in here, I feel as though there's a lot of people that are kind of affected by the path that you choose next. And there is no doubt when I see the Ten of Swords that this is very karmic. And so as well, Pisces, it's important to understand that you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing that you're supposed to change. You're simply supposed to let things happen. Allow them to unfold. I think for some of you, there will be some real honesty and clarity about the relationships in your life. 7th house, full moon. Who's on your side and who isn't? Who's going to choose the path that you're choosing and who isn't? There's a lot of clarity to be gained, and with the clarity comes the freedom to move forward. And all of this stuff is kind of the necessary stops before the long haul. So if you can view it in a way like you're getting ready to go on an extended trip, and this month the universe is going to show you how and where you need to wrap some stuff up. Like, get ready to take a vacation at work, close up the paperwork, pay the bills, make the arrangements, schedule the babysitter, do the grocery shop. get the paperwork done that you need to get done, book the things. It's all about getting organized. It's all about making the space. And I think for a lot of you, it's all about the mental making space as well. It's all about figuring out how to believe. Like, you know you deserve it. You know you want it. You can see it. You can taste it. And yet you have to let go of the details. You're not going to be able to dictate how you get the things that you want. And in those ways, in those details, you kind of have to take your hand off the steering wheel. And trust. There's a lot about trust here. And any time that you are not trusting yourself, tapping into that higher being, that intuition within you. Hangman is all about learning how to trust. Trust that you'll know when it's time. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aquarius. I think suddenly it will be time. But now you have to get ready to get ready. And you have to stop doing some of the things that you know aren't getting you any closer to that next big thing. If this is friends, if this is co-workers, if this is gossiping, if this is indulging a little bit too much in the news or negative vibe kind of stuff. And if you use a form or a discipline, magician, 9 of Wands, if you start to make the vision a priority, even if that means like setting aside 10 minutes a day to kind of meditate and vision board about the things that you truly want, it'll get here all that much quicker. And these bottom 2 cards here is what I think is a gift. I think the 5 of Wands and the Queen of Cups is maybe there's some areas of your life that you weren't allowing yourself to feel. Maybe there are some areas in your life where you kind of just let others dictate where things were going to go. And I think the universe is going to provoke you. I always see this 5 of Swords as provoking, and it always feels very chaotic, very disorganized, very all over the place. And that's where your mind might be this month. Like, look at all of this mental things. The swords are our mind. And there's so much. And there's so much pressure. And there's a need to make decisions, and yet you don't know what you want. And so the things that you refuse to look at are going to grow, and they're going to agitate. And they're going to make you look at them, and they're going to make you figure out how you feel about them. And the thing that I love about a Queen of Swords is that you could trust her to make the right decision. There's so much wisdom in the Queen of Cups because the emotion, the water, it holds memories. And there are healthy memories, the things that you learn, the wisdom that you gain. You know, the wisdom through our own self-value. And it's the wisdom to know that you have to do what's right for you, because without your self-care, without your self-love, you can't do the things that you need to do or take care of the people that you need to take care of. So the Queen of Cups is an indication that you're being kind of forced to be true to yourself and to get in touch with your emotions. And there won't be any opportunities this month for you to kind of get comfortable, to ignore the things. And I think a lot of it's going to be about you kind of speaking up. And the sun can kind of come into your sun, come into your ascendant, or highlight your moon, and suddenly there is illumination and you're able to express it. And so you could say to those people, you're really taking advantage of me, or I don't want to give my time and energy to this anymore. And you start to put a lot of value on your time, on your resources, on your emotions. Because there's clearly some place that you want to go. There's goals that you have. There's things that you just know can be better. All that glitters. For a lot of us, I think that we're all getting a different idea through these Saturn-Uranus squares about our relationship with money and with resources. You know, for a lot of time, we all wanted all the big things, right? The nice car, the big house. And then you realize that you have so many things and yet so little time. You have time to spend with the people you love. There's so much pressure on you at work that you can't really take vacations or have adventures. And this is where we all start to ask ourselves, you know, is it really worth it? Because we've gone through all these changes, because everything has changed us. Our vibrations have changed, and therefore our outside worlds this year are going to change rapidly. We could reach rapid growth, rapid changes in the 3D world if we allow. But what we focus on will grow. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on the right things and for the right reasons. And I'm just wondering if you're going to start to realize it's really not about the things that you own. The emphasis starts to go more towards the people that you love, the people that are in your life, the people you could spend time with and enjoy. And the Queen of Cups can always bring this feeling of nostalgia. And there seems to be kind of like this yearning for home. And I think this month is just another puzzle piece. The universe kind of showing you that you've got this special tool or this magic trick up your sleeve that can get you to the next level. You just had to realize, you just had to see things a different way. And when you cut out the things that aren't serving you, there's so much space and room that you make for the things that you truly do deserve. You got my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Yeah, that's what this feels like. Anybody mistreating you, you know you're better than that. You know your time is worth so much more. You know there's something of value you could be doing. Contrast. And there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And that's really all this Aquarius stuff is. It's what this whole retrograde Mercury was all about. The value of being able to be you. And a lot of us are looking around at the people that we spend a lot of time with at work or, you know, even in our family and going, why am I even here? I don't belong, I don't feel right. And then you're given the strength and the intuition and the guidance to make the changes. It's all part of the process, and February is a really important piece of the puzzle towards the progress, but it's not quite ready to break free yet. Guys, I promise you, March, April, even May will be much kinder months. They will be easier. And so to get through these tough periods, we have to trust that there's always something better coming. Try to keep that in mind, Pisces. It will be a beautiful couple of months coming up. All right, guys, take care. I will see you again for your March readings. I wish you the best. Bye.